Few hours before the Employment and Lands Court stopped the vetting, the process entered its second day.
Solutions.
One after another, the nominees appeared before the various committees of the National Assembly to defend their suitability for the job. Foreign Affairs PS nominee Dr. Korir Sing'oei was forced to explain the plans he has to reduce the cost of traveling, especially for government officials.
This issue of cost of travel is a cross-cutting issue across quite a number of questions. I think suffice it to say that we will review this matter. Rather than giving you the short end of the stick in terms of a quick response, I'd really like to put my finger around it and to be able to say that this is the status regarding the cost of travel, for foreign trips on the part of officials within the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And so, with a lot of respect, Honorable Chair, I'd like to seek your indulgence so that I can examine in totality the budget touching on the cost of travel. I'd also like to seek your indulgence so that I can be able to, in conjunction with the office of the President, to be able to look at the different budget heads, for the travel of the head of state, vis-a-vis the travel of staff and senior officials.
The economic relation between Kenya and other nations is what Korir says he will put in place if approved to take the docket.
I want to say again that there has been no change in policy. In fact, what His Excellency the President is doing is engaging the strongest gear possible to be able to tap foreign direct investment into the country. Obviously, given the very tight fiscal space in operate, there is a limit in terms of what the country can take up right now in terms of lending. And so if you see, for example, focus on certain relationships, it's not because there is a change of policy, but rather it's informed by the macroeconomic situation, and more fundamentally, it's informed by our debt situation that we are trying to come to terms with.
According to Korir, he will work closely with the Parliament Committee to achieve the government agenda.
I want to assure us that I look at this committee as a critical cog in driving our foreign policy. It will not just be driven out of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, it will be driven in conjunction with this committee. I will be coming back to you, for example, in relation to amendments to certain provisions of the law, particularly the Foreign Service Act, the Treaties Act, to be able to provide mechanisms for implementation of treaties that have been ratified by Kenya. I will be coming back to you over and over again on budgetary issues. And so, honorable members, I want to thank you very much and look forward to working very closely.
Other Principal Secretary nominees who are vetted today include Trade PS nominee Alfred Ombundo, State Department for Investment PS nominee Abubakar Hassan, Blue Economy and Irrigation PS nominee Betsy Muthoni, and PS nominee State Department for Performance and Delivery Management Estangero. The vetting, which began on Monday this week, was expected to end on Friday before the Employment and Lands Court stopped the vetting.